What are we doing here today, man?
We're going to fix up Turkey Burger here a little. We're going to do some fluids, some maintenance. And then I think we're going to get the fenders off. Make it a little more ugly, a little more fitting for the personality of this vehicle.
Cannot wait. You said you've already done some stuff before I got here.
Yeah, I did motor oil, trans fluid, and then I went ahead and put some good Honda coolant in it.
Good deal.
The system. And
what was in it before?
some kind of green aftermarket, probably AutoZone or Advance stuff maybe.
There's no doubt Kyle took good care of this car, but with the amount of abuse we're about to dish to it, I think it's going to be necessary to throw some good fluids at it.
Treat her right a little bit for you.
So
don't treat her so good.
All right, yeah, I don't have the slicks with me right now, but we will be throwing my slicks on there to replace these actually fairly good shaped Blizzaks that are on it. So, all right, next steps, take the fenders off.
Yep, fenders off, and go from there.
Cool. See what we find underneath it.
Yeah.
This Brady's got his side loose, looking pretty good. Said he has a trick to getting this out over here. So, like that. Yeah, no problem. Oh no, did your method get stuck on something?
Oh no!
Oh, no, just that was it. That's all it took. Alright.
It's like I knew.
Yeah, look at that. It's perfect. Alright. Now, just stitch this up a little bit here. Stitch the bumper. We'll just stitch the bumper to this. And just leave the bumper on the car. I don't see any reason to take it off, do you? Alright. Yeah, some zip ties. Put my side skirt back. The slicks will fit nicely in there. I might be able to use this car to measure some mine.
Yeah, fit perfect.
Yeah. I had issues with my slicks before. The reason we're going to use them for this car is because I had my slicks, I had everything measured out right, and it should have been fine. But there's a drag strip around here that kind of got forgotten. Everybody loves it. I love it, but it just got forgotten, and I won't say its name. It is getting redone though, so anybody that's from around here, I think you should go to it. But try to support. But it had some potholes at the end, and my fender, this surface here, dug into my slick on the outside here. It didn't get into the cores, but it ripped a bunch of material off of it. So we're going to use them on this car. But I don't feel as comfortable using them on mine, just the amount of power I'm making. Not that I'm making astronomical power, I'm making 600, but a damaged tire on a 600 horsepower car I just don't like. So we'll put them on here and finish them off basically. I think they'll last us a season on a car like this. So nothing is done to this. It's bone stock from here to here. So perfect. So considering we're trying to salvage this bumper, which it is cracked here and it's just all around not held on because the fender's gone, right? So we're going to drill some holes, run some zip ties. This will never hold, I'm aware of that. We'll probably run over it on the strip, tear it off, and make a huge mess. But in the spirit of this car, who cares? So we're going to stitch this up like the Drift Boys. They'll be proud of us. And then somehow attach it to the car the rest of the way. So is this how they do it?
Probably. We'll try it.
Yeah, I think they put the zipper on the inside for, you know, a clean look.
It's all in the details.
Mom, go away. We're trying to make a race car.
I'm trying to give you your super book.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, hey.
It's like nothing ever happened. Except some jackasses ripped the fender off and then zip tied it back to the car. Look at this. Oh man, this is so professional. Ooh. I told you, it's like nothing ever happened. I do want to try to keep this thing relatively nice, but stuff like that's not going to bother me.
Yeah.
My car, I would have a panic attack, but not this. Even though I have a feeling this might end up becoming our favorite car. I don't know. I mean, you've got your Evo, I've got my Civic, and we try to keep them nice, so like nothing under the hood would ever look like this. But that dirt's not changing the way this car operates, right?
Right.
So, being a little dirty, who cares? A lot of people don't understand how these side skirts come off and go back on. I've seen people rip them off like absolute animals. So, wanted to go into depth how to take these on and off. Come on down here and check this out. So these just slide in from the rear of the skirt. So when you're taking it off, you need to take screws loose from the front and the rear. And then there's 3 clips along the bottom of the car, and they can be kind of a pain to get out. Once you get those out, you kick the side skirt forward, and these clips will pop out, and the skirt will fall. So when you're going to put it back in, all the clips will be in the car, so they can snap in. But to get them out, rotate it 45 degrees, pull it right out, put them back in the skirt. This part takes a second. When you put them in, you put them in with the angled part down, like so. They just pop in most of the way. It's not an exact science because they will move around as they adjust to their tolerance when they line up with the body. And you pick the skirt up, and say you have your, I don't know, fenders. You can fight these a little bit, but typically you just kind of get the clips lined up. And they are. The nice thing is they come off forward, so if you're driving down the road like this, they typically won't come out even though they're, you know, not bolted either end, but you do want the clips to be in the bottom of them, so that's how you get the side skirts off these cars. And then it's as simple as just going pull it right off. Nice, right?
Perfect.
Alright, we are geared up to start bleeding this clutch. When you're bleeding your clutch, if you haven't done it before, you overfill your reservoir to full, like max. Then, considering we're in a bit of a special situation here, considering the exhaust manifold, you crack the bleeder loose on the slave cylinder. And then you have to pump the clutch by hand because the pressure plate is what actually makes your pedal return. So, right, you gotta pump really slow because that thing is up against the manifold and it is gonna spray everywhere. So, got our reservoir full, you don't want that to go empty. So, go ahead, if it'll even go. It's interesting. There it goes. Very, very slowly. Dude, that looks horrible. Oh my gosh.
I'm back.
Go ahead, nice and easy. Go ahead. Yeah, did you hear that? It sucks some air in. You want to have a tube on that. Go ahead and pump. You want to have a tube on that so that when you bring the pedal back, it will draw in fluid instead of air. But considering our situation here, we are in a predicament. Maybe I can try to supplement it with my finger. Go ahead. There it was. It pulled air again. Go ahead and pump. So, what I gotta do here. Once you're on the floor, let me know.
Floor.
Hold on. Pull it up.
Up.
Pump.
Floor.
Pull it up. Yeah, we'll have to go this route.
Up.
Pump. Oh my god, that's nasty. Pull it up.
Up.
Alright, we are going to bleed the rear brakes, and considering I don't know if these have ever been bled, this car's got 300K on it, I'm really concerned about what's going to come out of here. So, get our hose on here. Try to break this bad boy loose. Ooh. All right, go ahead. Not too bad. I'll just keep pumping. We're good. That was a little ugly there for a minute. All right, cool. Let's give it 10. All right, fire it up.
All right.
Oh. Sounded like bad commutators and butter. Ooh. Whoa! Jesus. Alright, yeah, cycle the steering wheel a little bit. Then we can put it down on the ground and go do some hood rat shit.
Oh, look at this. Oh, look, another ditch.
It's alright, we'll just stitch the bumper back onto it and it'll be fine. I already love this car.
Almost.
Jesus Christ.
That's crispy.
I need to cut this. Alright, so as we put the car back together, we realized, as we were putting the wheels back on it, that the air filter sits right here per the Honda cold air intake air filter area. They all typically sit there, so what we did is we took a piece of the old fender liner and just made sort of a filter shroud out of it. It's not super protected, as water can still fly down through here and get to it, but we're not going to drive it in the rain too much. We are going to go drive it right now just to give it a shakedown, but that should help for sure. I think if we did get caught in the rain, that would definitely do us some favors. So just an old piece of fender liner cut up, put back in there in the factory location here, and then there's another clip up underneath and the original screw up front, but we added a screw here, a screw here, a screw here, and here to kind of help. This side of the bumper is actually really rigid, but that'll help keep it clean. We stole these out of the rest of the car. Working perfect so far. Really happy with it. Alright, looks like we got everything we wanted to get done finished up today, aside from taking all that crap out of the car so I can ride in it with you. But today we got all the fluids changed. Yeah, that sounded good. Got all the fluids changed and got the destroyed fenders torn off and the fender liners out with them. We got the air filter shroud put in there, so the air filter is relatively protected from weather. And Braden redlined it 20 times, so we know all the sludge in the engine's broken loose. But honestly,
All over the garage door.
is it all over the garage door? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what happens when you fire up a car and redline it cold. So, yeah, this thing actually, this looks honestly not too bad without the fenders on it, dude.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Maybe we should just get one and, like the rest of the guys around here, make it out of license plates
They've been forming into a thing.
and then put a Band-Aid on it. Oh, I can't even do that to this car. So I'll trim it.
This is just full of junk. It's like, ooh.
Yeah. The bushings are gone in this. Gone.
For
Nothing.
sale. Great shape.
That's aluminum. You should press those out and give this to your mom as aluminum.
$150 for pickup only.
Megan Racing upper control arms with, they just need greased.
$300 firm.
No problem.
Pickup only.
Whew.
Don't lowball me. I know what I got.
There are a couple lower arms in here that are decent. There's a steering rack, looks like an O2 sensor. this was supposed to be the one that wasn't leaking. We were gonna scrap all of this, all of it, but then we pulled this out with another gem that came with this $500 pile. Brand new camber control arms, not name brand or anything good, but they will work. And the rear camber on this car probably could use them. So, again, thanks Kyle, we appreciate it. We'll keep these, the rest of that shit is going trash. But, you know what, since we found them, might as well make sure something else good in here. What's this? Brake lines, Kyle, why do you have this? You need an inch of, or a foot of vacuum. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Torn boots. You're just storing the in your basement, man. Anybody need this?
Yeah, I'll take that.
All right, yeah. Rest of it's junk. We're keeping those camber arms. So we get back here to put our new plate on. Go ahead, call the cops. And these are junk ass rusted in flatheads and we can't get them out. So Braden's up there hooking up an angle grinder right now. We're about to go full ham sandwich on this. Full banana basket. Here's our first attempt. Well, second. This is our first salvage attempt. Nope.
Nope.
I think this is gonna require the grinder. What do you think?
Yeah.
Let's get silly. Ooh. 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 Good thing we got our safety glasses on.
That's warm. Ooh.
Oh yeah. Oh boy. Jesus. Oh yeah, we gotta put the muffler back in its hangers, by the way. Oh yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
Oh, Ron. Ha ha ha.
Easy, you're tearing the life on. You ape. Oh my god. Jesus, man.
Might know some road noise.
We have an air leak, Mark.
Fix it.
Yeah, don't mind the fact that you fucking broke this. Oh my god. Easy, stop. That's HKS, dude. It's the only nice part of this whole thing. Oh my god. Just leave it to Braden. Anytime something needs done, a hole ends up in the car. Yeah, that insert should fit. Don't use a drill.
Actually, here.
Problem solved. Oh yeah, that's how you do that. This is no problem.
This is no problem.
Judgment okay.
Yeah.
One would work if you hadn't broken those taps off. Oh my God, it's on.
We're legal.
Yeah. Oh, that was a fiasco.